Good morning, guys, and we're here at Syracuse University outside the iSchool today, and we're going to take a walk around campus. My name is Sarah Blanchard. I'm a sophomore from North Attleboro, Massachusetts. I'm studying information management and technology in the iSchool, and then I also have a minor in management studies in Whitman School of Management on campus. I'm a peer advisor for the iSchool. I'm on the club swim team, and I also give campus tours. So today we're going to just take a walk around. It's a beautiful day, super sunny. Everyone's out on the quad. A little bit unusual for Syracuse, but in the spring we really want to take advantage of it. So right now we're just going to head across and walk, and we'll kind of see the sights around and see what's going on. So behind me, we're leaving the iSchool. We're going to walk straight across the quad. At Syracuse, the quad is the center of campus. It's super grassy. Everyone's outside. We have Wi-Fi everywhere. So especially later today, everyone will be hanging out, doing homework, getting work done. And then even when it's cold out, people are still out and about walking around. Surrounding the quad is all of our academic buildings, and then surrounding that is all the dorms and dining halls. So it's really easy to get wherever you need to get on campus. It normally takes about 10 minutes to walk anywhere, so super easy and convenient to get to class. Even when it's cold or nice, you can enjoy the walk, and it's not too far. You don't have to take a bus anywhere, which is really convenient. So right now we're heading across the quads. We're going to end up on the other side and get a good view. Behind me you'll see the engineering building. So if you're taking any computer science classes or engineering classes, you might be in there at one point or another. It's a really cool building. They have a wind tunnel in there and a flight simulator for the aerospace engineer students. So really cool opportunities that they have inside of that building. So we're going to head right over here near the Orange Grove. So this is kind of one of the places people can hang out on campus to sit and do work. Has a lot of great benches. And the Orange Grove is where alumni can pay to get a paving stone. So really cool to see kind of who's come through Syracuse. They like to say when you're Syracuse for life. So you'll always be back here supporting the Orange. We have so many different alumni that are super into helping the school in doing everything they can. I got an internship this summer because of talking and connecting with alumni when they came to the school. So really cool opportunities you can take advantage of here. So yeah, we're just going to head up near Carnegie Library now. So this is one of the big libraries on campus. It's really beautiful inside. You can, it's a big reading room, so big wooden tables, lights, really pretty. It's also a silent workspace, so if you need to get work done, definitely recommend taking a look. We're kind of coming up on it now, so I'll spin around so you guys can see right behind me. Really big, pretty building. A lot of pillars, really beautiful inside. They just finished redoing it this year, so even nicer than it was before. So now we're leaving the main quad area. We're gonna head back to the Carrier Dome. So probably one of my favorite spots on campus. So cool to be at such a big sports school. There's so much orange pride here. It's one of the main reasons I chose Syracuse. Absolutely loved everything about it. And the Carrier Dome is just a small portion of that. So over here, we're getting towards one edge of campus. There's still some dorms tucked in the back. You'll never be alone with your dorms. All of our dorms are in clusters, so there'll always be another dorm next to you, as well as a dining hall. So really easy to get around and to eat. You don't have to hike across campus. And those dorms being in clusters really gives you a community sense, which I think is awesome, especially in your freshman year. You'll get to bond with those people in the dorms around you, get dinner together. And that definitely doesn't mean you don't hang out with other people, but it's nice to know that you have your own little community on campus, especially straight from the beginning. So your first night on campus, you're going to come to Home to the Dome. So that's in the Carrier Dome. It's a really cool event. You take your class picture. You get to hang out with your entire freshman class. Really awesome. And then 4 years later, you actually graduate in the Carrier Dome. So it has a lot of meaning to Syracuse students, not only just for athletic events. Right now, we're walking in through the student entrance. So if you have any student ticket at all while you're here, this is where you're going to come down. They like to call it Beheimberg for our basketball coach. People will camp out here before games. Really awesome experience. So I'm going to swivel around and we'll see if we can get in through the window. So we can't get inside today, but this is the inside of the Carrier Dome. Really awesome place. So we have our football, men's basketball, women's basketball, men's and women's lacrosse that play here. So really cool. Student tickets are only needed for football, men's basketball. So easy to get. Anyone who wants one can grab one. But in addition to athletic events in here, we also will have concerts. So our spring concert block party, the Chainsmokers are coming. So that's super exciting. People are picking up their tickets today. It was only like $25-30 for a student ticket. So very easy to see things on campus. We had Luke Bryan come a little bit earlier in the year, which was awesome because he came on his normal tour, so students got some pre-sale, which was pretty cool. And then we have Really for Life in the Dome. This past weekend we just had Own the Dome, so for prospective students, I got to sleep over in the Dome. So a lot of really cool things happen here. So much Orange pride. But right now we're heading back up the stairs, so when the game's over, it's time to head back to your dorm. You can easily walk back. Super easy to get to places on campus. That building right over here next to the Carrier Dome, you can see it's kind of a yellowish brick. That's Archibald Gymnasium, so that's our main gym on campus. In the gym, we have basketball courts, swimming pool, your typical workout facility. It's open till 1 a.m. some nights, so you can definitely get your chance to get some workout in. We also have some satellite gyms around campus, so in addition to just that gym, we have a few in different dorms on campus, as well as one on Marshall Street. So always easy to work out. You just swipe your card, you can walk right in, no issues. So really great place on campus. Even if you're athletic for the first month, get a little busy with school, and you pick it back up at the end of the year, it's always great to head back into there. So right now we're heading to the back side of the quad. So this is a few more different academic buildings that reach in this direction. So we have, in a second, you'll see Maxwell is for citizenship and public affairs, as well as Falk College. So if I spin around in this direction, you'll get a really good view of the back part of the quad. You'll definitely be back here for some classes. Really nice place to walk around. They're doing some work, so a little bit noisy in the background, but not too bad. In a second, we're going to head into People's Place. So Hendricks Chapel, which you'll see behind me right here. It's a non-denominational chapel on campus, so they have over 20 different services each week. But one of my favorite parts is People's Place. So People's Place is a student-run, not-for-profit cafe. They have really cheap coffee, tea, bagels, really good drink called the Austin Powers, which is chocolate milk, coffee, as well as hot chocolate. So get your sweet fix in on the quad, so it's super easy. But what most students love People's Place for is actually because we are a Pepsi campus. If they need their Coca-Cola fill, they'll head into People's Place and walk around and grab a Coke product. Pretty cool. So we're just gonna walk in here right now. Not too busy in here. Really cool. You can grab whatever you need back here from People's Place, students coming and going. Also one of my favorite places to study, in the Noble Room. Hello. The Noble Room, one of my favorite places to study on campus. You can always find somewhere really quiet to get your work done. Really quiet, always outlets, which are important because always have to have the computer charged or phone charged at all times now on campus. So you'll see behind me, this is kind of the head of the quad. So great view on campus. We have all of these main academic buildings surrounding it, so you'll always be here seeing people you know. It's a little quiet right now because it's during class time, but when classes let out, it definitely gets significantly busier out. Pretty loud and rowdy on the quad. Yesterday, people were playing soccer, football. One of the dance troops was doing a dance on the sidewalk. People often hang out on the quad or promote their events. So University Union, which is our student programming, they are out promoting Block Party and Mayfest, our spring concert. So students could get their free t-shirts yesterday if they picked up their ticket already. So a lot of great opportunities and always busy here at Syracuse. One of my favorite parts of why I chose the school was I feel like everyone who goes here absolutely loves it, really wants to be here, make the most out of the 4 years they have. So it's a really cool opportunity to see that in action when you're out on the quad. So right behind me here, this is kind of what I like to call the history wing of campus. So really pretty, beautiful buildings. That building behind you is Tolly. So Tolly, to me, is one of my favorite rooms I've had a classroom in. We had a recitation in there where there was 20 students. We all sat around one massive circular table, which was pretty cool to me. I've never seen anything quite like it. Really good for discussion-based classes and recitations that you may have in a larger lecture. So any class over 50 will have that smaller section to break down into, but those big lecture classes are just going to be your intro class. So a lot of my intro lectures, freshman year, I had a few earth science, volcanoes and earthquakes, which was pretty cool because I'm not a science person, so that was an awesome way to get that science credit. But those are going to be your big ones, those intro classes. And as soon as you get into your major, your class sizes will drop dramatically. Right now in the iSchool, I'm a sophomore, second semester, and I have only one lecture hall. Otherwise, it's all 25 to 30 students. So really individualized attention. It's easy to get to know your professors and the other students in your class, and it really becomes a small community on a big campus. The iSchool is great at that. There's so many different events they have. We just got an email for our end of the year party. So they have food, a lot of times ice cream. So who doesn't love a good ice cream? So really awesome job at promoting the community aspect, especially when there's 15,000 students on campus. It's really good to make sure that we all have kind of a home away from home at times. So if you look up in the distance behind me here, you'll see Krause College. So Krause College is home to the Visual Performing Arts School. Personally, one of my favorite things on campus is the bell tower at the top. So those bells play at 8 a.m. every day. I had a class that started on the bell, but it also plays normally around lunchtime, later in the day. It plays the alma mater, the fight song, everything on the radio, so many different things. It was really cool when our men's and women's basketball team won. They played the chimes late at night. So it's really a kind of a symbol on campus. It's run by a secret group called the Chime Masters. They have a Twitter handle, so you can actually request songs if you want. So pretty cool thing on campus to get involved in. There's over 300 different organizations on campus. So anything you could imagine, whether it be academic based, because you want to get involved in a professional organization, or you want to be on an intramural sport, people watching club, Relay for Life, dance marathon, dance groups, a cappella groups. There's so many different things that students can get involved in, and it's a really awesome experience to have. That's one of my favorite things to do freshman year, was I got involved in so many different organizations. That's how I met my best friend and roommate now. And it's a really great way to kind of see outside of your dorm and major and meet a different group of people. Behind me, this is kind of the history area, like I said before, so nice big overview of all the buildings. The best breakfast cafe, personally, is in that building. So we have a lot of campus cafes on campus in addition to our dining halls. So if you need to grab a snack in the middle between classes, you can head to one of those. And my favorite is in Eggers, that building over there. They have really good breakfast sandwiches, so bagel, egg, sausage, bacon, things like that. Great way to start the morning, especially when you have some 8 a.m., 9:30 classes and you need to get something in your system before you head to a full day. We're walking in this direction now, and you'll see behind me as I swivel, across that big grassy field is Newhouse. So that's our School of Public Communications. A lot of students will choose to get another major there or take some classes. They have a lot of notable alumni, a lot of students know on campus. Bob Costas comes back for the Olympics, and he takes a group of students with him. So a few of my good friends are actually going to the Summer Olympics this year, which is pretty awesome experience. The competition is just between Syracuse students. So a different opportunity. There's so many opportunities to take advantage of. I've job shadowed. I now have an internship. So it's a lot of things that help you professionally, as well as socially and academically. There's so many different areas and resources to take advantage of while you're here, that it really is a well-rounded 4 years, in my opinion. So right now we're going to get a nice look at Hall of Languages. So this is one of the most beautiful, iconic buildings on campus. If you've gotten anything in the mail from us, it's probably had this building on it. This was the original Syracuse University building. You used to eat here, sleep here, take your classes here. Everything happened in this building. We're now a much larger university, so right now it's home to our Arts and Sciences College, so a lot of your liberal arts, general electives classes will come from here. It was my favorite place to have class first semester because you can pretty much point it out from everywhere on campus. Sticks up pretty high. It's one of the highest points, kind of on a hill. That's another thing you'll get used to when you're here is how hilly everything is. There's stairs everywhere, and you get a good workout in. So again, freshman 15, if you walk around enough, doesn't really happen. So we're heading back to the quad, kind of did a nice little loop of campus, and heading back to the iSchool. And that's gonna wrap up our tour pretty much. But you'll see behind me, campus does extend in that direction. Our Shine Student Center is over there. So if you need Dunkin' Donuts, Sbarro, snack, the bookstore, because who doesn't need more orange at all times? That's gonna be in Shine, as well as our office for student activities. So Shine's kind of the hub for students getting involved, getting things done on campus. One of my favorite study spaces in there, Panache. So it's a great space. It overlooks Hall of Languages, which is a beautiful building. And you get a really good idea to kind of get some work done, but also get some distraction along the way. So right now I'm going to kind of spin this way and we'll get a nice view of campus at the end. So you'll see behind me, this is the main quad. I chose Syracuse personally based on the academic excellence it had, but also the spirit and campus environment. We have an absolutely beautiful campus, whether it's covered in snow, changing leaves, or green like it is now. I've met some of my best friends here. I don't regret the decision for the world. And I think every student's real active involvement to get involved on campus makes it so special and unique, because everyone truly wants to take advantage of everything they can while they're here. But thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. My name's Sarah. I really hope to see you here in the fall, and go Orange.